Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host here, Francis, and we have something fun for you today. We are going to do a draft for the challenge USA. With me, as always, is Michelle. How are you today, Michelle?
I'm good. I'm excited. What a crazy venture we're about to go on.
I'm excited about this venture as well. Are you talking about the draft or are you talking about the season?
Both. Yeah, I feel unprepared for this draft today, but I like to keep myself on my toes, so I'm excited. But yeah, I'm very excited for the season.
Absolutely. Well, we have someone new to the channel here that's going to be drafting with us and doing recaps all season. We have Matthew joining us. How are you today, Matthew? What is your knowledge with the challenge? Give us all the tea.
Yeah, super happy to be here. This will be my first time ever talking about the challenge or any other reality TV in a public forum. So super excited, a little nervous. History with the challenge. I started watching a couple years ago at the start of the pandemic, breezed through essentially all seasons. And now I consider myself a super fan. So came prepped with some notes on the cast for this version, and really excited to get going.
Yes, well, that sounds perfect. Michelle and I are old fans, and so we'll have a little bit of the new
excuse
school.
you.
Well, okay, I'm the oldest fan, but Michelle is also, we'll say Michelle's the historian because she knows all the info for sure. She remembers it all because she's watched it more recently than I did, but I watched it in real time. So it'll be very interesting to see how our thoughts are about the challenge just from where our inception was. Like I was introduced to it when I was a teenager, but you guys both were introduced to it when you're an early adult and you were an adult. So I think that's going to be kind of cool just to see our perspective as to what we enjoy about it. And so I think it's a great cross section of people that enjoy the challenge. So
absolutely,
I'll take the old spot. Okay, Michelle.
Oh no, I still accept. Like the truth is, I watched Fresh Meat in real time. Like that was the beginning of my journey, and yeah, it's proud to be an OG.
Super OG. So we have some friends joining us here in the chat. Hi, Amber. Happy Saturday to you too. Also, Diva. Hey, happy Saturday, Amber in chat. And hi, Sophie. Sophie's here. Hopefully, Chantel's draft team does better this time than last time. Wait, mine are pretty good. Like,
yeah, no, we're pretty even for this most recent one. Not that we're,
yeah. Well, we'll see. We might still do something about this
that
we're doing. Yes, welcome. So this is how we do the draft, Matthew. So we're going to be doing it male and female. So just to keep it even, since the teams are going to be male and female, we will use a wheel of names to decide who goes first because there isn't a previous winner that can specify the order. So whoever wins the wheel of name draw will get to choose whether they're going to be choosing a male contestant first or a female. And it will be a snake draft. So it'd be go like 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, all the way until we get down to the end. I believe there'll be one person left over. If I'm not mistaken, there's 28 people, and that doesn't divide by 3. So there should be one person that's going to be left over in this draft. In the last round, I believe you can choose either male or female, just because it won't be even, obviously, either way. Do we understand?
Yes.
It is time for the wheel of names.
I hope I
win. Okie dokie. Just getting this pulled up here. All right. Do we see the wheel of names?
We do.
Yes, we do.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah. These things are so nerve-wracking for some reason to me. I don't know why. Oh!
I feel
it's
like
rigged.
It is rigged. I mean, I don't even know if I want to go first, but I'm just gonna have to do it.
Or do you get to pick the order? Oh no, you have to
order. I get to do the whole shebang. Thank goodness.
Cute.
I mean, okay. So I'm gonna go first.
Obviously, yeah.
Matthew, since you're new to the channel, new to drafting with us, I'm gonna give you the second position.
Okay.
And Michelle gets numero Tres. Also, Matt, just so you know, within these drafts, we will be doing some point systems. So, Michelle, remind me if I forget any, but it's going to be, we'll get probably 5 points if there's any makeouts or any fights, 10 points for daily wins. I believe we had 5 points for elimination wins, or is it vice versa?
We were doing, what we did for the last season was 5 points per daily win.
Per daily, and then 10 for
10 for an elimination win. And then 5 points for a hookup, 5 points for a fight, which we can discuss what we think is a fight. It depends, obviously.
I'm going to have to bump up the Love Island people now.
Well, that's the thing. There's different types of strategy to go with because those can get you points because it's going to be grand total. And then I think that's it. I think if there's a twist, I don't know. Oh,
like a sabotage or something.
Yeah, then there's we have a big pot for amount of points for the winner, second place, whatever, and I think you get 10 points for making the final, right, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 10 points if you make it to the final. And but do you have to finish the final? I don't know.
We'll make it to the final, and then we'll see the winners, and if there's placements, we'll have also some points for those as well. All right. Do you have any questions, Matthew?
Nope. Sounds good.
Okay. The first person, actually, let me just get this person ready.
I'm in no way shocked by any of your choices. I'm going to know all of them.
So are we starting with the males or females?
I am going to start with male,
Male?
of course.
Yeah.
This is going to become to no surprise from Michelle for sure, and probably anybody else that's watching. I am going to choose my favorite, Mr. Tyson Apostle. Now, I know that he hasn't been that excited about his experience on the challenge, but I'm wondering if he's doing kind of a big red herring here. Like he's trying to make people believe that he didn't do that well. But TJ has very high on Tyson. And so I don't know if TJ's high on Tyson because he doesn't think that he doesn't do actually that well and wants his fans to still come and watch. I'm not sure, but I always want Tyson on my team. He's super funny and he will probably get me a lot of points. I think he's good at a lot of different things. I think that, I have to have Tyson. I can't let anybody else have Tyson. Any thoughts before we go to Matthew with his first male choice?
Yeah, I mean, Tyson, super high on my board too. He's number 2 on my board for the males. Everything you said, super strategic, real fun, confessional gold, low pro, real good athletes, even as one of the older members of the cast. So super excited to have him there. One worry with Tyson is any sort of physical elimination, extremely physical, which based on the preview for the season, it does look like there will be some headbangers. That would be the one area of concern I have with him. But if he makes it to the final, I think he's as good of a bet as anyone to win it.
Amazing. All right, Matthew, you're being welcomed to the family here of Reality Realness by Natalie.
Thanks,
welcome to the
Natalie.
Podcast. Who do you got?
Yeah, so my number 1 is, as a big fan of the NFL, I have to go with Danny McRae. I just think, similar to what I said about Tyson, like amazing athlete. If he makes the final, it's going to be very hard for him to be beat in a foot race, assuming that is part or most of the final. Anything physical, I mean, nobody is going to stand a chance against him in a physical elimination. The only potential worry I have with him is puzzles. I don't remember how great he was with puzzles on Survivor, but super likable guy. Obviously, the most fit person in this house and on this season. So to me, kind of a no-brainer there. I think people are going to be scared to call him out. And if he does wind up in a physical elimination, it's going to be no competition at all.
Hundo, he's great. He was my number 2. He's been, TJ has been saying a lot of really great things about Danny, saying that he would rival Nelson in the main season, in the main cast, for his speed. And so it seems as though he thinks he's going to do really well. And he says that he could maybe transfer onto the main show. So yes, definitely high accolades for Danny.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I hadn't really thought of him that highly just because I don't think he's a good strategist. But everything you just said, I'm like, wait, true. People are gonna be scared to go against him, so I think he'll be safe for like a good chunk of the game. He's not likely to get any. He's less likely to get into fights because he's more of a calm presence. Like he's not very like loud personality. But I think he'll probably win some things. But I don't know. My worry is being on Survivor in general, from the Survivor people, you're going to be a target from the BB and Love Island people. So they could purposely be like, Danny's the strongest. We got to get him out first. So that could also be a thing. So we'll see. But that's a great choice. Shall I go?
Yes, you shall.
Okay. So this is crazy because I normally always have my people numbered. And I'll veer, but like I have 0 numbers right now, and I'm just literally scanning and being like, fuck. So for my number one choice, I'm conflicted. But I think I'm just gonna pick a team of people that I want on my team.
Yes.
I don't know. We're just gonna go with it. So I think I'm gonna go for Domenick as my first pick.
Okay.
I'm picking Domenick because I think he's one of the best strategists. He's very smart. He's really good at puzzles. I think there's a lot riding against him. He's on Survivor. He's one of the older castmates. He doesn't have as many connections. So I don't know how well he's going to do, but I don't know. He has that like, what if question mark factor. He's like willing to like really give it his all. And so I'm excited to have him. I also think he could get into some fights maybe too. I don't know. Like I think he's going to rub people the wrong way because he's just very like, he's a very strong competitor and he's going to like say the things. So I'm excited by that.
I love Domenick. When I was in New York, I got to meet him. But what worries me is that he wasn't in better physical shape when I saw him in New York. And so he just had come off the show, and I'm like, if he's out in better physical shape, I don't know if he's going to do that well in a final or that well on the season in general, especially with some people that are like 20 years his junior. So I was just worried about him. And he did say in one of his little interviews with I think the Challenge like YouTube channel, he says that he wish he had more time to get into better shape. So I'm just worried. I love him. I think that he's a great pick and someone to have on your team. And if you're going for a team of people that you want to root for, like he's definitely up there. I'm just worried about his physical capabilities.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know any of this, so like this just goes to show you do your research. So yeah, he's probably not going to do that well then if he said that. But yeah. Whatever.
I mean, I think the thing about Dom is I could easily see him and potentially Tyson working together as like a strategic force. The only thing about Dom is, as opposed to Tyson, I don't see him as a final threat. But in terms of winning dailies, I think dailies tend to be more like puzzle focused, things like that. I think he'll thrive in, and I think he'll drive the strategy within the house. And he'll be able to pick up numbers very easily. So I think in terms of going far, he's not going to be seen as a huge threat, especially with the other winners from Survivor and some of the more physical Big Brother players. But winning a final is going to be tough for him. For sure.
Yeah, I guess I just don't see the Big Brother Love Island people going after someone like Domenick before someone like Danny or Tyson, people who are like known great people that you don't want in the end. Yeah, like we'll use Domenick later or something like that.
I feel like they won't know who he is.
Well, exactly. Like, it's just but yeah. Okay, so I get to pick female now, right?
Yes, you do.
Okay, so for this decision, again, I'm conflicted. I want to pick someone that I know will get taken if I don't pick them. But at the same time, I don't know how many points that's going to get me. Okay, I'm going to try to make a logical decision this time. I'm just going to keep changing my mind every round. This is what I do. So for this round, I'm going to pick someone who I think is going to get me lots of daily points. is going to not get thrown in, is going to be in the major alliance, is going to perform well, and I'm going to be bored out of my mind by them. But if they make it to the final, they have a really good chance of winning for the females. And I'm going to pick Angela.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Michelle, you are coming out with the fangs here. That's my number one girl pick.
Yeah, she's just like, she's an athlete. She's tall. She's got strength. She's got endurance. And she's in the Big Brother Alliance. And she's not going to be one of the big personalities. She is going to be in the top a lot. So.
And another good, Angela was very high on my list too. I think a great thing for her is she is going to be part of that Big Brother Alliance, but she's not part of the Big Brother 22 Alliance.
Fair.
So she's not going to be targeted. If like Survivor and Love Island team up against Big Brother, they're going to target the Xaviers and Tiffany's. They're not going to be thinking about Angela necessarily, and I think that is a mistake because she is probably the most physical woman on the cast. So I think that's a really strong pick. Not great for confessionals, but not
great for confessionals. But
I mean, also though, her best friend, she says up on the house, was Casey, and I mean, we're not a great fan of Casey as a personality, but Casey has already won a season of the main series, and so I'm sure she's gotten a lot of tips and knows and has an idea of what she's going to need to do to be able to be successful. So I think she's a great pick. She was my number one. Good on you, Michelle.
Okay. I made a good choice, you guys. I'm just gonna. This is
That's it, and it's just like
some bad ones. Just going down from here.
Matthew, first female choice for you.
Yeah, so this one I'm very surprised to be picking her this early.
I know who it is.
But after listening to TJ do a couple interviews, he was very high on her. Mm-hmm. Similar to Angela in the sense that she's going to be part of a big alliance right from the start, but is not necessarily going to be the first targeted. So I'm going to go with Alyssa. Very social player, has the inroads with the Cookout Alliance and DX. I think she'll get along with most people in the house. She'll definitely get along with the Love Island girls. And I think physically she'll do okay, and she'll kind of just float along pretty far and potentially into the final, where I think she has a decent enough shot to place. Not a super exciting pick, but I'm confident she'll do fairly well.
Yeah, I didn't originally have Alyssa super high. She was decent on Big Brother, but she's quite petite. I don't know how strong she actually is. But TJ was really talking her up as like somebody that may be coming over to the main season series. And so I had bumped her a little bit higher than I originally had her. So good on ya. She would have been probably taken by me if you hadn't taken her now.
Yeah, I wouldn't have picked her. I don't like Alyssa. I think she's boring.
I think hookups could be there with her.
But
so
that's the thing. She was on my like hookup mind category.
So for me, for my next pick, I am gonna go with someone who's been in kind of the trailers quite a bit, and I'm not sure how well they're going to do. We haven't really heard much from them from Mr. TJ because he hasn't been really high on the cast members from this series, but I'm going to go with Cashay. So Cashay, she is in a relationship or was in a relationship or just had broken up with Cinco. And so there's potentially that there's going to be some fighting that's going on over there. It seems as though she's involved in some sort of drama. It looks like she might be in an alliance maybe with Tyson, and maybe he goes back on something because there's some sort of argument that happens. So I feel like she's going to be involved in some of the drama, whether it's with the relationship or with, strategy, and people that are strategizing more than she might be just because she's coming from a love show as opposed to like a strategy show. So I'm not sure how well she's going to do. She's definitely really physically fit. She's a dancer, so she will probably have a lot of agility. So I'm hoping that she will also do well in some of these dailies and get me some points that way. But I'm going to go with Cash.
Yeah, I think of the Love Island people, she is one of the ones I'm highest on. I think everyone loves her. She is going to be an instant fan favorite. Not sure how far she'll go, because I don't. It's hard to tell with the Love Island how physical they are, how good they'll do in these competitions. But I think in terms of getting into an alliance, making friends, like, she'll thrive in this environment.
Yeah, I don't know her super well, but just like looking at her, I'm like, oh, she's probably going to be pretty fit, pretty strong, and I haven't heard any negative things. So, but I didn't know about the relationship. That's also going to definitely, yeah, there's got to be a fight. Maybe she'll hook up with someone else. Maybe he will. Maybe there'll be some twists and turns. So that's a good pick.
She definitely does not shy away from the messiness, which
Right.
will be well received by fans for sure.
I also met her in New York, and she was very sweet. Okay, who do I want as my next guy? I don't know if I can choose this person in good conscience, but I think I might have to. He is not somebody that's my favorite at all. And I was making fun of Chris on my other draft for choosing him really high up. But since watching these TJ things, TJ is so high on him that I had to take that into consideration, that he made some sort of lasting impression on him to be talking about him in his interview with Rob as a podcast, and also with his interview on like the Challenge network. So surprisingly, this is probably the biggest bomb of the season. I'm choosing Ben.
Wow.
Oh,
I'm choosing Ben.
I did not know, but I'm gonna have to listen to this podcast after.
Yeah, so for me, definitely not a Ben fan.
No,
and one of the worst winners.
Yeah, I had him last on my board. I know he will not be the worst contestant on the show. I think he will go pretty far. Was surprised to hear TJ hype him up as much as he did. So I think we will be seeing a lot of Ben, which I'm not super excited about. But I think overall, like, physically, he'll do well. He should go pretty far. But in my heart, I could not put him any higher than 28.
28, he wouldn't have been undrafted?
He would have been my undrafted, yes. And I've never seen The Amazing Race, so I don't even know who two of the people are. And, he would have been.
Yeah, same. Honestly, I can't stand Ben, but like, he's going to get in fights, and you also know that he's going to be one of those people that like gets in a fight, but then because he's a bit bigger, they don't want to necessarily go against him right away, so that he kind of gets through, and then he gets some power, gets super power hungry, and makes some controversial decisions. Like, he's going to have a game that's
him and Sarah might come back
Sarah,
together.
Yeah. Eye roll. Yeah, just so much eye rolling, but it's probably a good pick, especially if TJ's talking him up.
Talking them up, being like,
this is making me realize Dominik probably doesn't even make it past the half of the first day. Like, at this point, I'm just
honestly, TJ didn't talk about that many people, but Ben was one of the people that he talked about, and maybe he doesn't do that well, but he made a lasting impression. Yeah. I just think that he might get some points. I don't want him to go undrafted for the point situation, and I guess I'm going to be hate watching Ben.
Yeah,
this season.
I love it.
So, Ben for me. All right, Matthew. Okay. Who's your next male?
I think I'm going to go with Xavier. A little worried about him being the most recent winner of Big Brother. Obviously, quite a large alliance there. I think he will be someone that does get targeted by Survivor crew. The only thing is, similar to Danny, I think in order to target him, someone has to go against him. Obviously, one of the more physical men in the house. I think this could go one of two ways. I mean, Big Brother could dominate this game, and he's going to be hard to beat as the show goes on, or they're going to be targeted right off the bat, and he could be potentially an early boot, an early target. but I just think someone with his physique is going to be scary to call out, and he does have quite a bit of support on the cast. So I think I am going to go with Xavier.
I think it's a decent pick. I'm worried for Xavier. Another thing, sorry, Michelle, that TJ said was there's a few people that are really physically like in shape that he was surprised that they didn't perform very well. And I feel like that might be him. That my first instinct when TJ said that, my thoughts were it must be Xavier. Like he was okay at stuff in Big Brother, but like he wasn't as amazing that I thought he would be. So I don't know. I'm not sure about him, but yes, he's definitely, a winner. So he knows how to get to the end and win these things. He's not that big of a personality. So I don't know if I would have picked him just because I don't know if he'll get me points in all the other areas. But if he's actually good physically, then he's a good pick in my opinion. But I'm worried.
Yeah. And not only that, he's a decent like manipulator when he needs to be in a way. Like we know he was able to have, agency over like Azah and like a bunch of different people in his season. And I feel like he's going to make himself out to be super hard to go against. So I think that people will wait a long time to go against him.
Yeah, I think one more thing about Xavier is there have been some rumblings about a potential relationship with Alyssa, who's also on my team.
Yeah.
If that is legitimate, I could be getting some double points there. But I'm not sure how factual that is, or if maybe something started during this filming. But
I feel like it might have been before, which could be good as well, that they might have a little bit of dissension in their relationship. So yes, he could get some either kissy points or some drama points. So that is true too.
Cute.
If he's around.
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. So yeah, at this point, I'm just gonna go with my gut. And my next person that I'm picking is going to be Melvin Cinco. What do you call him?
Cinco.
Okay, pretty obvious. I looked up a picture. He looks like he's in shape. You said that he had a relationship with Cashay, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so hopefully drama points. He looks like someone multiple people would want to hook up with. So maybe some other hookup points. Maybe Cely will be into it. Who knows? So I feel like he's a good choice. Will he win? I don't know. That's my thought.
He definitely works out hard. He has like a gym, like get in shape with Cinco type thing. I'm worried also for him as being one of those people that TJ might have been talking about, having these kind of popcorn muscles and not actually being good at things. But I believe he's a D1 athlete, so being really good at something is in his nature. So I could see him trying really hard to be exceptional. So I think that he was a good pick. He would have been next on my draft list if I could have got him, but yes, stole him. So I guess you don't watch Love Island, Matthew?
No, I do. Now, the thing about the Love Island people is the women are the cast of women is incredible. The three men all are somewhat forgettable for me. I've seen all 3 seasons, and I know obviously massive hookup potential here. Physically fit, one of the more fit people in the house, but I just don't have much knowledge on Cinco. I mean, he looks like he could be on the main show for sure, so I'm sure he'll be a hard beat, but not super memorable for me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's going to get in a fight for sure, and you'll probably be remembered about that. Michelle.
Okay. So yes, for my next female pick, again, I'm kind of trying to decide between 2 or 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely lots of different directions I could go in. At this point, I think I'm going to go with someone who could definitely win dailies. could definitely get me some drama points.
Hmm.
And I am, yeah. And I used to hate this person. So I'm going with Shan.
Right.
I used to hate Shan, not hate, but I used to just hate her gameplay. And then as that season progressed, I came full circle and became obsessed. And I think she's such a crazy character. And she plays so hard. And she's going to be so entertaining. And there's no way she's not going to get into a fight with somebody. Like an argument, like a verbal argument, obviously. For sure. And she's very smart, so she could easily win some dailies. I don't know what her endurance is like in terms of like a final. I mean, surviving Survivor obviously is impressive, but like I don't know how she actually stacks up. I don't hate Shan at all anymore. I just like at the time I was so obsessed with her cards game, and it was a whole thing. But I saw the error of my ways eventually, and she's such a solid, iconic character from the more recent seasons. So I'm obsessed to have her on my team. I couldn't say no. Couldn't say no to Shan.
Shan is one of the biggest gets for this cast. For
sure.
I think her and Danny being there together. I mean, she's going to be the brains to his brawn.
Hopefully,
and going to be a really powerful duo for as long as they're together. One concern with Shan is her reputation. I think her and Tiffany are both coming in with the most. It's the recency bias is going to be it's going to be a tough thing for them to navigate. They're going to be seen as the strategic forces that I think their game is going to be more about helping others get far. And I do worry that someone like Shan will be targeted fairly early. But I do agree, like any kind of mental comp, she should thrive in. And it'll be fun for as long as she's there.
Yeah.
I love that she's representing Toronto as well. We're all people that would maybe, if the opportunity came, I'd auditioned for the challenge or something, or we never really had that opportunity. So it's really fun seeing somebody from Canada being on our favorite series. So yes, I'm happy to see Shan there. I think that, like you guys both have said, she is a really big get. I think that she is going to cause some drama. I think that she is going to know why she's there. She doesn't really think of herself as super strong physically, but I think that she's going to navigate strategically. And so it's going to be fun to watch her in this new platform, this new type of game. I want to see how well she does. So I think it's a fun and good get.
The Challenge USA and Shan.
Yes.
Okay, I think I'm going to stick with Survivor and take another one of these women off the board. And I'm going to go with Desi. I think Desi definitely looks the parts, looks to be in amazing shape.
Best cast photo.
Yeah, great cast photo. I think one thing that is going to be kind of slept on about her is not super memorable from the show. I think she's going to be able to hide behind the winners from Survivor, specifically Ben, who she played with. I'm not sure what their relationship is like, but I imagine it's somewhat okay. And then Ben has inroads with Sarah. And then I think she'll be able to get along with all of the Survivor people. She is a little bit younger than some of the Survivor cast as well. So I think getting along with the other shows is not going to be an issue. And I think she'll be someone really hard to beat in an elimination challenge.
Yeah, I really like her. I think that she's a great pick. She would have been next up if I got her. I think that I haven't seen her in a while, obviously. And so I don't know what she's kind of like right now, but I think that she will be able to get along with some of the other franchises as well. Not just Survivor. I think that I can see her getting along with some of the people from Love Island and maybe even Big Brother. So I'm curious to see how well she's going to do. She's obviously physically intimidating. She's physically gorgeous. And so I think that she could really potentially position herself really well this season. So I'm looking forward to her game.
Me too. I agree with all. I think she's definitely She's not in. I barely remembered her for a moment, even, and then was like, oh yeah. So I think that's really good, strategy wise.
Hopefully, she does really well. Okay, so this person, I'm going to go with, it's a little bit of recency bias for the fact that she just played a season and did really well and almost won. And so I am going to go with Kayla. So Kayla, she's only one of 3 people from The Amazing Race, but she just ran around the world with a person I don't even think was her friend, but she's a flight attendant, so I got to support flight attendants. And I think that she is going to be able to kind of get in with people. She has a podcast now with another guy that she was on her season. She just gets along with people. She's very capable, flexible, she was really good on her season of The Amazing Race. And a friend of mine, Chris, he interviewed her and she said that she loves the challenge, or she would love to be on the challenge at the time. She hadn't been asked yet, or maybe she had, who knows? But it's somebody that might have had some knowledge about the challenge, which is also, I think, really good with people coming into the season, is if they heard about the challenge before or they wanted to be on this type of show. So I think that she could potentially do really well and would be very unassuming, because nobody's going to bother trying to target The Amazing Race people. There's only 3 of them. And so I think that she might be able to be picked up as a number and then not be looked at for a really long time.
Yeah, she's the person on the cast I'm least familiar with. So I don't have much to say about her specifically, but in terms of the 3 Amazing Racers, I agree it could very easily be that they are used as numbers. They're going to be picked up probably by either Big Brother or Survivor, I would imagine. The only worry I have for the 3 racers is if there is some sort of mutual agreement upon the larger alliances to kind of wait a few weeks to go at each other, and they're kind of easy targets right off the bat. I think if Kayla and James and Leo can survive the first couple weeks, I could see all 3 of them going very far.
For shizzle. Oh boy, I have to do a male pick right now. Oh boy, it's getting a little.
It's getting dicey.
A little dicey.
Yeah, I think my next 8 on my list are all on the female side.
Goodness gracious. Okay, I'm gonna go with my heart, I think. This person, he's a little bit self-deprecating when I was watching a couple of his interviews, but I wonder if it's because he's actually better than he's letting on that he is. He's also been asked to do another show with his girlfriend, and so that means that CBS must really like him. He came onto Big Brother 23 as not really knowing what the game was all about, and then now he's on Challenge CBS and he's going to be running The Amazing Race with Claire. So I feel like he must do something or enough for them to want him to run The Amazing Race, and do the trifecta of shows right away. So I'm hoping that he's going to be really good. He was decent at things on Big Brother. He might have he was quite agile, and I think he's smart. And so he could do quite well. I'm not sure how he will be strategically, but he might be able to just nestle in again with the Tiffany's and, the people that he's already worked with. And so he's going to have kind of a built-in alliance there. There was rumors that maybe Love Island and Big Brother were kind of pre-gaming. I'm not sure if that's true or not. If that's the case, he could be well insulated. He's small, so I'm worried that people might want to throw him down into an elimination because they might think that they can beat him in a hall brawl or something super physical. So I worry for him for that, but I think that he might be good at some random dailies. So we're going to give it to Derek and see what he's got this season.
Yeah,
that's a good choice.
Yeah, I think it's a really strong choice there. I think he is someone that's underratedly athletic and in good shape. One worry with him, I believe he is the youngest on the cast. I think some of these older, more strategic players could eat him alive. That's my one worry there. But I think if you call Derek X out, it's a mistake. If you call him into an elimination, I think anything agility based, puzzle based, anything with speed, he's going to be a huge favorite there. So maybe not the most muscular, but really strong in other areas. I think he has J upside on the challenge.
Agreed. Agree. All right, Matthew. I believe it's you, right? Or did I did my two? Yeah, I did.
Yes, it is me, and I'll stick with Big Brother, and I'll take Kyland. I think he is someone that's made for the challenge. I would love to see him on the real challenge.
Really?
Yeah, I think he'll bring the drama for sure. He's fairly physical, a decent strategist, very cocky. So I don't know if he can make it to the end, but I think as long as he's there, he'll stir up some shit and be real fun TV. And if anyone goes against him, I mean, we've seen what happens. We saw his exit on Big Brother. Bound to be some sort of drama with Kyland, especially with some of his crew in the house with them.
Yeah, that's definitely fair. He's definitely going to get fight points. He will probably do decently well in the game, but to me, it's just like another Fessy. It's like someone who is so cocky, believes they deserve to be in this majority alliance and never get voted in and never have anything bad happen to them ever. And it's such an atrocity when someone tries to go against them, but then they get to lie and do everything they want. And I just find it hypocritical, and he just bothers me so much.
Yeah.
But I can't deny, like, I was probably going to have to pick him next anyways, because he's probably going to do well. Yeah, if it's like a, physical one-on-one elimination, he's got a decent chance against quite a few of these other guys. And he's going to be in the majority alliance at the beginning. So
yeah, I think
can't deny that.
I think Kyland feels like he has more to prove than most people on this cast. I think he probably wants to be on the MTV version, and he's going to want to make a name for himself. I can definitely see him clashing with someone like Ben. I could see that being an early feud. So, yeah, again, I don't know how far he can get having enemies, which he will be bound to have, but drama points and then definitely some physicality to him.
And I wonder if, because I know that him and Tiffany were canoodling at some point, so I'm wondering if their canoodle is on or off during.
Yeah, I thought they were fully like a couple.
I'm not sure. They're kind of private with whatever's going on, but I'm curious if any of that will play out on this season. So I'm happy to see what happens there. I'm just not a fan of him. I liked him obviously before I watched his game last summer. And I was just like, I couldn't stand watching him anymore. But I do think that this show and the style of the show, he won't be able to annoy me as much as he annoyed me watching him on the live feeds on Big Brother. So I would probably have to take him next as well. So good on ya. I'm just not a fan. So everybody's gonna get someone that they're not really a fan on their team. I think I got Ben. You get Kylan. Who is Michelle gonna get that she's not a fan of? I wonder.
There's gonna be someone. Okay. For my next guy, I really don't want any other guys on my team at this point. I just don't know them well. So just based on these descriptions that I'm reading, I'm going to go with James from The Amazing Race. I'm going to pick him because I never watched it, so I don't know if he's short or something, but it says that he won. It says that he made a really dominating alliance, and he was a super fan, meaning if he's going on a show like The Challenge, he's going to do his research and know what he's getting himself into, sort of. Because if he's a super fan of one show, you don't go onto a show without knowing what's going to be my strategy. So yes, he's going to come at a deficit. He's with only 2 other people from Amazing Race. Yes, he could maybe be an easy elimination at the beginning for someone to throw in, but it seems like he's got tenacity, and hopefully he will fly under the radar, or he will make good connections, or whatever, or he'll win an elimination. That's what I'm hoping for.
I like James, but I was worried about James only for the fact that I felt like his partner, his husband, was the physical force, or like he did.
Oh.
I felt this was my opinion, that he was the better half of the combination of racers. He was just a little bit better physically, in my opinion. He was taller. But James is a super fan. He was also on, I can't remember what his original show was. It was a show that I've never seen, but it was another, he did do a reality show a long time ago. That was a competitive style show. So he has been a fan of competitive reality. And so he could be a fan of the challenge in general. I haven't heard if he is or not, or was or not originally.
Okay.
So he could do well. I'm not sure, but I worry that he will look like an easy person to throw down. And he wasn't, I thought, the better of the 2 on The Amazing Race, but they did win.
Right.
He's really good socially. People do like him. People do want to work with him. So seeing some of the clips, it seems like a lot of people are talking to him about their problems or things that are going on. So he could be well insulated in that sense. So
okay,
I'm okay to see how well he does.
Love it. All right.
Oh yeah, you have no thoughts here.
Yeah, he's seems super likable. I think I've seen him pop up through Rob Has a Podcast a few times. Maybe he made some appearances there, and super active.
He's friends with as well, Sarah. So
yeah, so he's super active in the reality TV world, which I think maybe he has some sneaky connections that we don't know about. And I seems super social. I do worry as well about getting into a physical elimination, but I think his game is going to be more so trying to avoid that than being out in front. So I think the best thing he can do is get into an alliance and kind of watch as itself combusts, and he will not be the one targeted. But yeah, seems like a real nice guy.
So I'm just going to give a draft update just so we know where we're standing. We're just a little bit past the halfway point. So on my draft so far, I have Tyson, Cashay, Ben, Derek, and wait, I didn't write down one person that I picked.
Kayla.
I put Cashay twice. Whoops. Kayla. Matthew has Danny, Alyssa, Xavier, Desi, and Kyland, if I got that correct. And Michelle has Domenick, Angela, Cinco, Shan, and James so far.
Yes.
All right. So who's your next female?
Now, yeah. So for my female pick, once again, I either don't like them or I don't know them. So I'm taking a shot in the dark here.
Oh, Survivor reference.
Oh, God. Whatever. I'm going to pick someone who I just checked what their height is. So I know they're not very short. I know they're 5'9". That tells me that gives them a chance in an elimination against some of these females that are a lot smaller than them. And this person has a previous relationship with someone else that's going to be in the house, which tells me there could be drama or there could be hookups. This person's also very attractive, so there's maybe going to be a hookup. So I'm going with Kyra. Kyra. Jesus. Kyra. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a really great pick. I think Kyra is someone that is also much more connected than many fans will think. I know she's been on, I believe, X on the Beach, as well as some other show, another dating show. So she's connected to quite a few reality stars, and I'm sure of the Love Island people, she will be one of the more well-insulated people. She's super fun, extremely attractive, and will be willing. I believe she's single, so I think she'll be willing to play the flirt card. Didn't realize she was that tall. But I mean, bodes well for challenges there. I think she'll socially be great and last pretty far into this game.
So I agree with all the things that you're saying about her, but she drives me crazy.
Oh, I don't know her. Oh God,
Well,
no.
so the reason why she drives me crazy is that she's a little bit wishy-washy for me. And you know me, Michelle, like I like people to be a little more assertive, and she's a little bit too like not make a decision. She's a Pisces, if I'm not mistaken. And so I'm just like, even on X on the Beach, I'm just like, make a decision. Tell her this. Like, don't go back on your word. Like, she's just a little bit too go with the flow that she just drives me mental. So I'm not sure how else she's going to do. Obviously, she's gorgeous. I think she'll get along with people. She's friends with Justine and Cely. So she's going to have those people at least rooting for her. I'm not sure how she is with Cashel. So maybe there'll be some fights, but she doesn't really get into fights. She kind of like, I don't know. It doesn't really, I've never seen her have a screaming fight, I don't think. So I'm not sure if you'll get points there, but I'm curious to see how well she's going to do on this new platform. I just don't find her to be engaging as from like an audience perspective, but we'll see. We'll see.
Fair.
I'm going to stick with Love Island and go with Justine, who you just mentioned. I think she's someone extremely likable as well. Seems to be pretty physical. She looks to be quite tall, and I think she'll be able to socialize with everyone. Has some built-in relationships. I think her and Cely are best friends, so definitely see her as more of a threat in the game than someone like Cely physically. So I can see her lasting quite a while, and another fan favorite. I think she'll be around for a while. Get a good amount of confessionals. Believe she's single, so there's some opportunity there as well. But big fan of Justine, and excited to see her back on the screen.
Yeah, she's a dancer, so I think that could come in handy. And she was a fan, if I'm not mistaken, of the challenge beforehand. I know she's a fan of Survivor, and she's auditioned for Survivor before. And I believe the challenge was in there as shows that she wanted to be on or that she watched previously to coming on to this season. So I really hope that she does well. I will be rooting for her, absolutely. And yeah, she is tall. I think she's 5'9". So yeah, she definitely will probably intimidate some of the smaller female contestants. So I can't wait to see how well she does.
Yeah, she's my favorite person, obviously, from Love Island. And my only worry, I guess, was just that, like, I don't know if she'll get into drama, because she's not really like a drama person. She's very
even-keeled.
She's even-keeled, which is great. And I think that she'll probably do quite well in something like an elimination. She'll probably stay calm under pressure. She'll be well liked. So yeah, she's a great pick. I should have picked her.
I do think she would be the stronger pick between her and Kyra.
I didn't. Whatever. You know what? We live and we learn. It's your turn.
Oh boy, it's getting slim here. Oh boy. I think that I'm gonna have to go with somebody that I think that people. Oh, wait, do I go that person or that person? Oh my god, I'm not sure. I'm being indecisive. I'm sorry. I think that I'm gonna go. Oh my god, am I gonna go with two people that I can't stand? Is that what I'm going to do?
Oh, well, I know where this is going.
Is that what I'm going to do? I think I'm just going to have to go with the most hateable duo on the season. I'm going with Sarah Lucina. I can't believe I'm doing this to myself. A lot of people were saying that they were intimidated by her in their preseason interviews. And so she talks about running all these marathons back to back in one day, 7 days. She is definitely going to be terrifying in a final if she can get there. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that people are going to necessarily throw her into eliminations. If the format is that maybe if you lose, if you're last, you go in, that might be a way to get her in. But I just feel as though people are going to be intimidated by her physicality. And so as much as I don't particularly particularly enjoy her as a person. I'm hoping that she will be strong enough to at least win some dailies and get me some points that way. And she's not afraid to speak her mind. So maybe there'll be a couple of fight points with people that are kind of coming up to step to her. So not sure how well she's going to do. Definitely didn't think that she was going to be on my team, but I'm taking Sarah here.
Yeah, wow, that is a choice. But also, I get it. She's going to be strong. They are stupid if they let her get to that final. And I don't think they will. I think every single person from Survivor is going to be targeted incessantly especially if they won a season of Survivor, because that shows that you are never going to quit. And that's the number one quality you need in a final. She would be the most terrifying person to me to be in a final against out of these women. Because she'll also eat something gross. Will Angela? Maybe. You know what I mean? So she's definitely a force to be reckoned with, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Sarah will do well on this show, which I hate to say. She is going to be hard to beat in any elimination. She's going to do well in dailies. She has that relationship with Ben, which is unbreakable. The one downside, which I was very happy to hear, was Tyson did an interview a couple days ago with Sharon with Entertainment Weekly, I think. And he was saying that he absolutely went into the show not wanting to work with Sarah and Ben. And seems like there was some bad blood from Winners at War. Ooh. So I think Tyson, if he's being honest, which we don't really know if he is, will be going after Sarah and Ben. Specifically Sarah, which I think would be very interesting. The only issue is, even if he goes after Sarah, who is going to beat Sarah in an elimination? And are they going to keep sending her in time after time? That I don't know. I don't know about. I think she will be long for the game. I had her high, but I was unwilling to draft her, similar to Ben. But I think ultimately it's a good pick.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what to do next, though. I think that I'm gonna have to go with someone, like, I'm gonna have to go with a team that I never thought that I would draft. This person didn't know anything about Big Brother when he went on. And I don't know if he knew anything about Big Brother All-Stars when he went on that. But he was asked to come on to this season, and he was all over the first trailer, like so many shots of him, that I'm wondering if he's just going to skate by because there's bigger personalities on this season. I never, ever thought that I would ever in a million years be drafting this person. But I am going to take David Alexander.
So the amazing thing about David is it just baffles me how he is still being cast on these shows. I don't know what he has over CBS, because he brings nothing to the table.
Time and time again, nothing and more nothing and more nothing.
Yeah, like I get after his first season, like the way that he was treated, he obviously got the raw end of the deal. I understand giving him a second shot. He came back, still provided nothing, had no idea what he was doing on the show. The challenge, I imagine he'll come in not knowing what he's doing as well. And honestly, I think that might be the best thing for him, where no one is going to care to target him. He's going to skate to the end, be super boring, and not get a lot of confessionals. Probably
I saw someone better. Fuck. I just realized someone that I missed.
So I think David will be long for the game, but not super active in the game, both physically and strategically. But I mean, at this point, there's only so few men left that can't argue too much with it.
There was a better pick, though. Whoops. Oopsie daisy.
It's too late.
It's too late. It's too late. It's too late. Okay. Matthew. Right? Yeah.
Yes. I will go with. I'm going to take a shot on Jovanny. I believe it's pronounced Jovanny. Again, similar to the other men from Love Island, don't have a ton of knowledge on how far he even went on the show. I believe he had a thing with Kyra.
Olivia.
Oh, with Olivia. Sorry, it was Cashel that had a thing with Kyra, correct? Okay. So, yeah, I'll go with Jovanny. I mean, he seems to be in pretty decent shape. Seems like a nice enough guy from what I do remember, but I could be completely wrong there. At this point, it's kind of just take a shot in the dark and hope for the best. I think from the men left, I mean, he seems to be in the best shape, I'd say, and we'll see if he can win an elimination or two.
So with Jovanny, he's a great personality. He's really likable. I was rooting for him on Love Island. The thing is, for me, I wouldn't be able to draft him because he doesn't have that like competitive like drive. Like he's just kind of easygoing. He would be like, he would rather just like, I would think maybe give up than like try really hard and fail. And so I just don't know if he has like the grit I think that it would take to do well in the challenge. But as a personality, like he's super likable. He was one of my favorites on Love Island. I'm just not sure if he is going to be competitively the type of person that I like rooting for. But we'll have to see. Mishy?
I feel like it's like I had a pop quiz and I just didn't do my homework. Okay, I mean, I don't know right now because the thing is, I have to pick a guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I don't know, I could go in one of there's 3 guys left, right? So those are my options.
Natalie's telling you to pick Enzo.
Thanks, Natalie. You know, I was thinking about picking Enzo.
I think
taller.
Natalie's right though about David's eyes, because like I did look at his eyes when he was doing when I was watching those videos. I was like, his eyes are quite nice. That's probably why I just picked him right now.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm being so indecisive right now. I think I'm gonna go because I'm just going down this road of like having the least amount of people I dislike on my team as possible. And I'm gonna go with Leo.
That was the other person that I was like, well, I can't believe I missed Leo. I would have rather have Leo on my team.
I'm picking Leo. I couldn't find his stats, but he placed decently well. He never won Amazing Race. He got like 4th and 3rd and whatever. He runs like a deli, so restaurant type of person. So while he might not be that physical, he's probably really good at social and talking to lots of people and handling dynamics with different types of personalities. Cause like working in that business is really difficult, I think, socially and all that. So here's hoping that he becomes really well liked, and, you know, stays under the radar. He looks like he might not be as large as some of the other men in the show. So if it's like a one-on-one physical, yeah, not great. But like maybe he's smart. If he won Amazing Race, he's got to be like okay at some logical puzzles.
He says he's good at math and puzzles. So
okay,
that's good.
So that's a good option there. And like maybe he'll end up being like I was gonna say like Turbo, but no.
Yeah, I don't know if I see that, but so I believe he was on the Amazing Race season with the Survivors and Big Brother people. He does have some connections, which I think is nice in this kind of format. I believe him and his partner were kind of the villain role. They play more of a villainous game. Super strategic for the Amazing Race, which I think could bode well here. I don't think he'll be afraid to mix things up strategically within the house, which should be fun. And so he's one of the only Amazing Race people I know, and think he'll be a nice fit there. Physically won't be great, but definitely has some strategic chops, which will be nice.
Yeah, I love Leo. Love the Afghanimals. They are willing to do anything it takes to win. They've run pretty good races, placing in the top half every single season that they've raced. Yeah, and that's who I would have preferred to have picked in my last spot that I just forgot about him. So I think it's a great choice. I think that he could do well on a lot of these different things. What was his? He had one fear. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, I think that he's going to do well. So I like Leo. Leo's a good pick.
All right. So for my females, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options still. For this decision, I'm making this decision based on who I believe could get me some fight or hookup points. Someone who I wouldn't necessarily put my money on them in an elimination, but I would bet that they would probably be able to win some dailies / like get themselves out of harm's way for at least maybe the first half of the game. So I'm going to go with Tiffany.
Okay, Tiffany Mitchell.
Yeah, I mean, the truth is that I don't know. I don't believe she'll do that well. Just because I think, as Matthew said earlier, I think people are going to go in being like, oh, she was like such a force in her season. Like, she really had a stronghold on this big alliance, like, so she could be a target. That said, like, she's pretty fierce still. She's got a lot of connections and she's very smart. So although being with Kyland, I don't think that's necessarily the smartest decision, but I think like she's got brains. So we're going to go with that.
Yeah, she's the strategic force behind the Big Brother Alliance for sure. I mean, in the Cookout Alliance last year, she was the first to go, which was extremely unfortunate. And coming into it with the 6 from last season, 6-person alliance, I do worry that she's going to be the first to go again. I think physically, I mean, she's obviously the oldest of the 6. If it is kind of a last place goes in, she might be in a little bit of trouble there. And then also, everyone is going to look at her as that strategic threat that she is. So I worry just with it being so soon after last season, she is going to be on everyone's mind. And they may view her as someone easier to take out in an elimination than someone like Xavier or Kyland or Azah even. So I'm hoping I'm wrong because I love Tiffany and I know everyone loves Tiffany, but I think it's her being so likable is going to be her downfall in this kind of environment.
Yeah, I agree. I think Tiffany, obviously, she was great on Big Brother. I think that she sacrificed her winning the game for the cause, 100%. And I would love to see her strategize on a new show, but I'm not sure if she's going to be able to do that well. Like, if she does, awesome. But like, I'm not sure if she's going to be able to physically keep up, because if it's like we've been saying, the last place finisher goes in, I could see her finishing last and not necessarily being able to do well in elimination. So if she stays out of elimination, I think she's going to be awesome. I think that she'll be able to really set herself up really well. But if it's like last place goes in, I think that she's going to have a hard time staying. So she's just like, I don't know what the format is to know how well she's going to do. But so depending on that, it's going to be how I kind of rank her. But I love Tiffany. I hope she does well. I hope she really drives some strategy in there, because we know that the Big Brother people in the main show kind of just tanks all the strategy and they just become a numbers game. And so hopefully she'll bring like the real true strategy back to the game and it'll be fun to watch, hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay, I deciding between someone I think could win or someone I think could bring entertainment, and I think I'm gonna go with the entertainment here. So this person is going to bring drama for as long as she's there. I believe she is now single. I don't know if she was single during filming, but she's definitely single now. So I don't know how that correlates with the show. But regardless, she's going to fight. She could be seen as someone that's not a super large threat. And there she is. I'm going to go with Shannon. Real fun TV on Love Island last year. Her time there was cut short. She was probably going to win Love Island with her ex Josh, but had to leave due to death in, I believe, his family, unfortunately. So yeah, she's fairly recently single. We'll see if that was before or after filming, but really excited to see Shannon back on TV. Definitely will be some fights going her way. Not super confident in her in an elimination, but if she can avoid the eliminations, I think in terms of confessionals and drama, she'll definitely bring that.
Yeah, Shannon's actually a really good pick. I'm surprised that we let her fall this low for the fact that she's also so similar to Angela. She is a tumbler, so she does gymnastics. I don't know if it was cheerleading, tumbling, or if it was gymnastics. So she did like beam and bars and all that stuff as well. But you know, her secret talent is that she can walk on her hands, and so that just tells me that she's probably fearless. You know, so any of these balance beams between two buildings, I think that she'll be fine with. I think that she'll be surprising people by how good she is at certain things. So I think that where she's fallen is an excellent pick. I would have most likely picked her next. And I want to see what she can do. Just coming from like a gymnastics background, I want to see her excel. So yeah, and I think she'll bring some drama. Like I think she'll get into some fights. Absolutely. I don't know if her and Cashay are on good or bad terms, but if they're both maybe fighting against Cinco, you know what I mean? Like that could be like a trio kind of getting into a little bit of an argument. So I wouldn't be surprised if she had some clapbacks. So she's great. Great.
Yeah, I just didn't know anything about her, so that's why I didn't pick her. But she sounds like a great option. She's probably going to get you some points. So
yeah, I think she'll be a point getter for sure. Oh, me again, huh? Oh boy, it's slim pickings now. I don't even know who's left. So who do we have left? Cely. Is that it? Cely, Azah,
Tasha.
Okay, I'm taking Tasha.
Yeah, I'm surprised. That's who I was deciding between last time. I'm surprised, but
yes, I forgot about Tasha Fox. Yes, Tasha Fox. I worry about her only for the fact that she, I believe, is the oldest female competing on this season. But I think that people will be scared of her. I was a big fan of her on her did she do 1 or 2 seasons?
2 seasons.
Definitely, I was a fan of her on, I believe it was it Cagayan? Oh my God, I can't remember these things right now. But I loved her and I wanted her to do well. And she was on the Brains Tribe, if I'm not mistaken, which means that she's a smarty pants. So I'm hoping that she's going to be able to be strategic here. If she's coming to play, I would hope that she's done some training, that she's going to get herself physically in shape to be able to compete with some of these youngins. But I really like Tasha. I'm happy to have her on my team. I really hope that she does well, and I can't wait to see what she can do.
Yeah, I was very pleasantly surprised to see her on this cast. Someone that's a kind of a Survivor legend, really, and kind of the modern Survivor. She's super fun. Was extremely physically dominant on her first season. Obviously, very smart as well. I think she can win any elimination. I worry about winning a final. But I mean, at this point in the draft, there's 3 women left, and I think she is far and away the best choice here. Super fun personality as well.
Yay. And so I get to pick between everybody that's left. So who's last? We have Cashel, Cely,
Enzo,
Azah,
Azah.
Enzo, Azah. So I think I'm gonna go with Enzo for my final pick. Met the Meow Meow in New York last month or 2 months ago now. I don't know if he's going to do well, but he is a likable guy. He's funny. He'll probably get some confessionals. There's one scene that I saw in one of the trailers where he's pacing, and I think that he's partnered up with Angela, maybe.
Oh,
And like he's pacing though, and so I'm wondering if they have to make a decision because they have power, or he's deciding who's going to throw in, or I'm not sure what the circumstances were. But I like the fact that it looks like he's in it. He wants to win, and so he might not be the best physically, but he still is able to get to the final 2 chairs in Big Brother, and that's not the easiest of feats. So he knows what it takes to go far into these games, and I think that he's going to use his Big Brother knowledge and capabilities to get there, and his likability. So I'm going to go with the Meow Meow here. I hope the Meow Meow can do well this season, and I'm looking forward to rooting for him.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, he has some of that same upside as someone like Domenick. I can easily see them working together. I believe they're both East Coast guys, similar age. I think it's kind of a natural friendship there. I think where Domenick is maybe a little bit more strategic, Enzo might be a little bit better socially. And I don't see anyone wanting to take Enzo out. I could see him lasting pretty far into this game and kind of sliding under the radar. So I think Enzo will be kind of a fun change of pace on this season.
Yeah, I feel like I just don't know whether I think he's the kind of person that's going to stick with majority. That's what he always does. And I just feel like he is going to do whatever the Big Brother people are going to do. And I just feel like while he will develop friendships with people like Domenick, Tyson, I just feel like he will end up going with everybody else to save his own ass. I hope he doesn't, but that to me is what I've seen him play. I see his style of play in that way.
The reason why maybe I'm disagreeing is because they were in New York together. And so they were hanging out together in New York. I know it was for a specific event, but the fact that they have familiarity with themselves outside of the game, and it was just after they came off the show, I'm wondering if it's because they worked together in some capacity. But sorry, go ahead.
Well, then hopefully, because I didn't know that. So again, me not having that information, just based on what I've seen him in Big Brother, for sure. I don't like his style of Big Brother gameplay.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing with Enzo as well is I wonder, he hasn't ever been in a situation where he's had to kind of flip. He's had to flip sides. In a game like the Challenge, no alliance is going to kind of walk all the way to the end without taking any hits. Especially in a season like this where there's all these Survivor people, there's all these Big Brother people. Eventually, Survivor is going to get some power, and we have to assume they're going to take a hit at Big Brother. I don't think that hit is going to land on Enzo.
True.
But when he loses an Xavier or a Kyland, is he going to then be more flexible and work with some Survivor people, or is he going to go down with the ship? That's
yeah.
That's fun to see.
I don't think that's true. I don't think he'll go down with the ship.
If he's going to work with the young Big Brother people necessarily. I feel like he's going to gravitate towards the older people, which is Survivor, which he might know for longer in just being in the CBS universe.
Yeah, it's. I think it's up in the air. I think in the beginning he's really gonna not want to make any waves, so it just depends on who wins the first daily. I think that will dictate how he plays the first part of his game. If he's if it's Big Brother people at the beginning, yeah, he's gonna go with them at the start.
Hi, Drew. Yes, we're gonna hear meow meow 50,000
but I will say I would be ecstatic if there was a secret, but it wouldn't be that secret. If there was a secret like Enzo, Tyson, Domenick alliance, I'd be about it.
I can see it.
I would be about it. Throw Leo in there or something. I would be super into it. I just history of the challenge doesn't dictate this for me. but I would love for that to happen. It would be amazing.
I'm curious to see where Enzo and David are at. They obviously have some experience playing together.
True.
Oh, yeah.
So there is a bit of a relationship there. But I mean, to me, it's like David is such a wild card. I have no idea where his allegiances will lie. But I mean, there is that. I mean, if Enzo and David could hop on board with Tyson and Domenick, I think that would be something really beneficial for Enzo because he's not going to be the one that's the primary target there. And he could kind of fall into the same situation he was in his last Big Brother season where he could kind of walk to the end where no one's looking at him. So, I mean, we spent a lot of time on Enzo, which is kind of surprising, but I am excited to see him here.
Me too. I mean, I love Enzo. Love the meow meow. Okay, so Matthew, you have between Azah, Cely, and Cashel to choose from.
Okay. I really don't think that this person has much of a shot at all. Could easily see them being the first one out, but I have a massive crush on her from Love Island. So I am going to go with Cely for a pure heart pick. She was my favorite Love Island contestant on any season. Super bubbly, real social, fun personality. She will be the easiest target of anyone on this cast, I believe. If it is a situation where last place goes into elimination, she's going to be the favorite to be the first person in last place. If she's not in last place, the person that is going to ask to go against her unless it's a Love Island person. So real easy first boot potential, but I love Cely, so she is going to be my last pick.
I think she's single, so there's that. Wait, we need to know, Matthew, what is your sign?
You kind of alluded to something negative about my sign. I'm a Pisces. I'm not too sure what that means, but maybe you can let me know what is wrong with being a Pisces.
No, nothing's wrong with being a Pisces. Just some qualities that that I, as a not Pisces, find frustrating is maybe not making decisions. They tend to go with where the wind blows, and they don't want to maybe hunker down on certain opinions or certain things, but they tend to be dreamers, so they are really usually creative with painting or writing or poetry. Like they're kind of like a romantic kind of sign in that sense. But yeah, so Kyra, though, yes, she is a Pisces, and for that reason she drives me crazy. But is there sort of wishy-washiness? Yeah. But they're usually very
I'll be dreaming for a Cely win.
Yay!
So, there's the Pisces in me coming.
And I get stuck with Cashel and Azah.
Azah, yes.
Azah. I don't know Cashel, but I know that he was in a relationship with Kyra, so hopefully that'll get me some points. Azah, I mean, she's tall. That's about all I will give her. She's in the majority alliance. But she's super boring, and she could have some hookup. She had a thing with Xavier as well, I feel like, almost. So, like,
she had a crush. Remember she had a schoolgirl crush on him?
Yeah, I could see her having maybe a romance, maybe a something. She's definitely genuine. But I don't think
she's a Sag like you, Mishy.
Yeah, but she's not a good strategist. She's a zero strategist. And I just don't see her really going for it in an elimination situation. I feel like she would get nervous. But that said, I mean, I've been shocked before.
So who are you going for? Who are you going with?
Azah? I have to go for both of them because I'm last.
No, you get one of the two.
But
and
you got to pick two, and then he picked one, and then I get
nobody left. You get to have 10 people?
Oh, how many people do you guys have?
9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, so then one person gets left to the audience.
Correcto.
Jesus, I forgot. I'm gonna pick Azah still. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Oz is the right pick there.
Yeah,
And
Cashel's gonna get eliminated early, I think.
yeah, Cashel's
Sorry.
kind of a bore. Azah is too, to be fair, but she has the numbers. I mean, nobody's going to be looking at her in that alliance. She'll probably make it decently far. Seems physical enough. I think Azah will be around quite a bit, and maybe a hookup there. Not much drama outside of that, but safe pick, I think.
Yeah. And I haven't seen Cashel in a single preview, so
That's very true.
I don't know. Yeah.
I am worried with Azah because in one of the trailers you see her like passed out.
Oh God.
So
yeah, maybe a medevac coming.
I don't know if it's a medevac or if it's like, a big red herring that like she just kind of passes out, but they make it look like she's like going to be taken off in an ambulance. But like I do worry for her because she's very thin and she's just a little bit clumsy. And so I worry for her, but I would rather root for Azah than Cashel because I wasn't really a Cashel fan on Love Island, even though he might get points if him and Kyra fight, but she doesn't really fight. So I don't know. Cashel, I don't think would have been. I think Oz is a better choice here. I think that she's better insulated. But I do think that people would throw her down because they think they could beat her. So
yeah, she
tall.
lacks the killer instinct. I think I don't see her driving much of the strategy. I could easily see her kind of throwing her game away for someone else in her alliance. But yeah, Cashel, I have nothing to say about Cashel. He's a boring guy.
He's a boring guy. Let's take one last look at him. There's Cashel, undrafted, going to the audience. The audience, not us getting the sloppy 30th, yes, or 28th, I think it is. Right? We're not missing anybody.
Yeah, 28.
So there is that. We have our draft. So I'll see who I have. So I have Tyson, Cashay, Ben, Kayla, Derek, Sarah, David, Tasha, and Enzo. Matt, who do you got?
I have Danny, Alyssa, Xavier, Desi, Kyland, Justine, Jovanny, Shannon, and Cely.
Wow.
And Mishy.
Okay, I have Shan, Tiff, Azah, Angela, Kyra, and then I have Leo, James, Domenick, and Cinco.
So I'll make up little groups of our pictures and we can get the people to vote on who they think has the strongest teams. Do we have any team names yet, or do we need to marinate on our groups for a little bit before we decide what our team name shall be?
Okay,
I'm going to call mine Team. Wait, I'm going to be like Rootable, Hatable. Team Hatable, Rootable, I think is what I'm doing.
Team Hatable, Rootable.
Or no, Team Hate. I'm going to put Team Hatable. Actually, just Team Hatable. Because we not necessarily want to be rooting for Ben or Sarah necessarily, or David. Everybody else I think I could root for.
I'm going to call my team Fyre with a Y. Fyre. Fyre.
Okay, Michelle.
Because Azah's a Sag and someone's named Leo, and I don't know anyone else's signs, but they seem like some of them could be fiery.
I think Angela might be an Aries.
Yeah.
Shan, I think she's a Taurus. Kira's a water. Tiffany's a Leo. Okay, you got some fire in there.
Fyre with a Y.
Fire with a Y, like Fire Island.
Yeah.
And Matthew, any thoughts of your name?
Yeah, why don't we go with Team Celybrate?
Lord.
We'll stick with my girl Cely, and we'll be a Team Celybrate.
All right, Team Celebrate. So Team Hatable or Hatable Rootable. I haven't decided with one of the two. Team Celebrate and Team Fyre with a Y. Well, that was fun, guys. There is one question that people have here. What do we think about what we know about the new money rules of this season? Hold on, where's this question? Okay, so Zudaman says, off topic, what are y'all thoughts about the money twist that they mentioned? So it seems as though it's going to cost $5,000 to be able to run the finals. So you can only win money by winning dailies and winning eliminations. So this it seems like a better worked out stars twist. 'Cause this is kind of what the stars twist should have been, where like the people that, you know, won the daily got some stars, and you know, as well the people in elimination, but that's for another podcast. So they each get, I guess I'm assuming, $1,000 in their bank to start. I'm not sure how much each daily or each elimination will be. It might be 1,000, maybe it will be more. So what do you guys think of that twist?
Interesting. I think in some of the old school seasons they did something similar where you beat someone in an elimination and then you take their bankroll.
Yeah.
So that could be interesting. Kind of encourage people to go into eliminations, which I mean, in an all newbie season, I'd love to see that. To be honest.
Also, it doesn't say yet how the people get voted in and stuff though yet, right? Because I feel like if you're getting money for winning dailies, and you're racking up the money, and someone who gets voted in say it's not bottom, say it's someone gets voted in and they get to pick out of, why would you not pick someone who has more money? It gives you more of a chance.
Absolutely.
Like, anyone who's bold and not scared, like anyone with that Jordan mindset, is going to go for the person with the most money that they can. So it's definitely like, do you try not to win as many at the beginning to stay under the radar? Like it adds a nice layer. So I'm curious, and it'll make people really fight hard for those dailies as well, in a way, if they want money.
I wonder if maybe they'll do something similar to All Stars 2, where the winning team gets to nominate 2 teams and the house votes on one. Where that to me would make a little bit more sense with this money twist, because then you can't just call out whoever has the most money.
Right.
But it is left up to the winning team, which I do like that format a little bit more, where winning actually gets you some sort of advantage other than just X dollars. So that could be interesting, but I guess we'll have to see how they really do it. Sometimes the challenge doesn't choose the most logical format. So
they're going to try something new for sure. The audience team can be Team Slay. Okay, Team Slay. Cash Slay.
Cashel.
Team Slay is the audience. I will make that up for all of us for sure. Well, do we have any other thoughts before we say good afternoon this Saturday?
No, really excited for the season. We were talking offline a bit earlier in the week, but didn't come in with high expectations. I thought it was going to be more or less like a challenge light, but based on the previews, I mean, looks to be pretty much a normal challenge. I mean, I saw a couple hall brawls in there. I saw some physical eliminations, so pleasantly surprised to see that we're not going to be straying too far away from the real challenge.
Yeah.
Sorry,
true.
this is Michelle's team last season for season 37 was Bettina and Friends. If you remember Bettina with the laugh.
And I didn't know who she was, and I named my team Bettina and Friends. Oh my God, that was such an iconic team. Didn't I win that year?
I think so.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry to cut you off. That was
no worries.
It was funny to me. Yeah, no, I agreed. Like I wasn't excited by it because like, why are they stealing the name? And then they're stealing TJ, and like, just do your own thing and let MTV be MTV. But I've gotten over that, and I'm actually really excited just to see how it all plays out. I always like knowing players and seeing how they do in different franchises. So I am very excited to see how everybody does, especially because I know what their game style is. So I think it's going to be a really fun first season. I don't know if it's going to hit all the points that MTV The Challenge hits for me, but I think as a show, I think it's going to be really entertaining, and I'm pretty excited for it. So Wednesday couldn't come any sooner because that's when the premiere is. And we will go live most likely right after the episode. So it's going to be a late one this Wednesday, but after that, it should be live at around 10:15. This week, I guess it's going to be a 9:30 to 11. So it'll be a late one, but we'll do like a speedy 11 to midnight or so recap of episode number 1. So thank you guys for doing the draft here with me. And thank you everybody in the audience for contributing to shading our picks or supporting some of them. Much appreciated. Do you have anything that is going on in your life, Matthew, that you'd like people to maybe follow you on or, support?
No, not really. I mean, you can follow me on Twitter. That's really the only place I'm present during these Big Brother challenge seasons. My handle is the real P Dog, PDOGG. So,
oh, right. Sorry. Can you say that again? I wasn't paying attention. It's layer the double G.
So the real P Dog, PDOGG. That's my Twitter handle. Not super active there, but as kind of Big Brother and challenge come, I start to tweet a little bit more. So happy to welcome any new interactions.
Awesome. I'll put that in the description box below. Michelle, what do you have going on?
Nothing. And I don't really use Twitter, so unless Chantele sends me a link to like a convo that I need to update myself on. So yeah. But you can see me here after the episodes. Yes.
Good luck, everyone. I'm really excited to see how these draft points turn out. And you guys know the drill here at Reality Realness, but please subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms. Not super active, but so you can probably find me on all of them at some point anyways. And like this video. And right off the bat, give us an idea of which team you like the best. I will also put up a poll in the community just to see what people are thinking, how these teams are going to fare. Are you excited about this new season? Let us know all your thoughts in the comments, and we will get back to you soon. So that's it, everybody. We'll see you on Wednesday for our first recap of the episode number 1, the premiere. Bye, guys. Ciao, everybody.
Bye.